So how do you make better decisions, and why is it important? Pay attention all the way to the end of this video. Josh, who's Canada's top CPA and #1 business consultant, is here to explain to you the myths that he has here. He has the 100 myths versus the chainsaw. This is his book that he authored. It's a best-selling book. And in this book, it actually breaks down all the different myths, all the wrong thinking that most business owners, 96% of business owners make, and that's why we fail. But Josh, what is that reason? Why do we think that decision-making is such an important thing in business, and how can it improve our percentage or chance to survive?
Well, I mean, the myth that we put in the book is that we think that our decision-making ability is consistent throughout the day.
Right, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
It's just not, right? Imagine if you're running a marathon, right?
Yeah.
Are you as fast in mile 10 as in mile 1?
Yeah.
Right? Anything that you do, there's a drop-off throughout the day.
Stamina and yeah.
That's right, and it actually really matters to understand that, right?
Okay.
And so there is, hard statistical research that, physicians have done on this issue.
Yeah,
right?
It's a slight edge, right, to give us that competitive advantage, the difference between a successful business and a failing business.
That's right. And really, your best decision-making time is between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Right, okay.
That's when you're actually going to make the best decisions.
Is it because you're, I mean, when we speak about this, we're talking about people who generally work during, daytime hours, right? If you're someone who's the odd unicorn who works graveyard, then just adjust for that. What we're trying to say is, I guess, 8 a.m. is because you're fresh, you've woken up, you've had good night's sleep. Is that what you're saying? And it's also normally when most businesses, in general, are operating, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
So generally, if you're going to have to deal with any sort of team, you're going to have to get off that graveyard shift.
Right.
A lot of people, there's a lot of solopreneurs, and they got a couple contractors spread out, and they realize when they got a 10 or 20 or 50-person team, they're no longer going to be able to work in the night and coordinate with their team, right?
Yeah.
And so 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. is going to be those golden hours where you're going to make the best decisions. Now, that's not that you're not going to have to make decisions at other times in the day.
Right.
Working your 60, 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's just that that's where you should make your biggest decisions.
Right.
Right? And so you have to understand that when you assemble your calendar. Right?
Yeah.
Now, there's some things that someone would consider a really big decision, and other people would consider it a very small decision.
Right.
I mean, I'll give you an example in my world. In my world, we do the client meetings in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that might seem like the biggest decision-making time, but in reality, that's the easiest thing that I do, because before then, I'm getting questions from high-level managers who can't figure something out, and I'm having to figure something out.
Yeah,
right?
You got to problem solve for the clients.
All I'm doing in the client meetings is presenting work that's already been completed to the client, right?
Yep.
That's a far easier task than doing the work to begin with, right?
Right.
And that can be different. Different people have different things that come easier to them and harder to them, right?
Right.
Some people, it might be the marketing is super easy for them, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I want to do that earlier because I really got to wrap my head around that copy and what's going to resonate with something.
Oh, I've got another one because my mother-in-law is a chef. A lot of people thinking running the restaurant in the evening because her restaurant opens in the evening and serves till dinner time, and people think that's the hard part, but that's kind of like you. It's just serving the customers. For her, the hard part is sourcing the best materials and going out to see the suppliers in the morning to make sure that she can actually create those special dishes as a Michelin chef in the evening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Getting the supply.
And if she doesn't have it, she can't make the menu, right?
As soon as she steps in the kitchen, it's like, what I mean? That's her golden place, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people out there are going to be like that. If you're a trades guy out there, right? I mean, if you're a flooring guy, when you get on that site and you start laying flooring, that's probably the easiest part for you in your business, right?
Sourcing the supplies, the materials, the contractors can do the work on time, getting access to the site, everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Most people are better at what they do than running the business of what they do.
Right.
Right. Those are two different things. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's very important that you set up your schedule knowing that. Right.
Yeah.
The things that you have to do in your business. I mean, generally in your business, you have to do the marketing, you have to do the sales, you have to do the production, and you have to do the administration.
Yep.
You have those 4 tasks, right?
Yep.
And so at a very basic level, just ask yourself, which of those 4 stacks do I struggle with the most?
Yeah.
Right?
And by the way, if you want to find out more about this time management, we do have other videos in a playlist here that covers that specific topic on how you should set up your calendar. And there are certain things that must be in your calendar every single week that Josh is adamant on if you want to be successful.
So once you have those 4 things, you establish which one's the most challenging for you. None of those, your business can't operate without any of those.
Yeah, you're always going to be bouncing between those ones, right?
It's marketing, sales, production, and administration, right?
Yep.
Your business will fail if you fail at one of those.
Right.
And so when you know which one you're the weakest at, put that one first.
Okay.
Put that one first in your calendar, because the order that you do things really matters.
So is this sort of like saying eat the Brussels sprouts first before you eat the steak?
It very much is.
Yeah.
It very much is, right? And it's not that one of those 4 has to be different for, it has to be the same, right?
Yeah.
This is where you take the honest look at yourself and figure out, hey, which one am I, struggling with?
Yeah.
That one can go first thing in the morning.
Okay.
The one that you can do like the back of your hand, put that one thing the last of the day, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not just the amount of time that you spend on any one of those tasks.
Yeah.
It's the order in which you do them. It'll matter a lot.
Is there a way to delegate some of those things if you're not strong at it, or it's like pulling teeth for you?
You can, but I would caution you on checking back in at that delegation.
Gotcha,
right?
okay.
So if this is something that you're not weak at,
Yeah.
that you're not strong at, well, are you going to be very strong at, reviewing and holding that person you delegated to accountable?
Right.
You're already not very good at it that you wanted to delegate.
Yeah,
Right?
and especially if it's at the end of the day and you're tired and you're not making the right decisions.
That's right.
You're probably gonna not see the mistakes that they made as well too, right?
That's right. And so, just changing the order of what you do during your day can just dramatically increase your productivity and dramatically increase your income earning power, right?
Okay.
Not changing a single more hour, right?
Yeah.
Just reallocating that 60 or 80 hours to a different 60 or 80 hours, maybe even same time, but you're doing the work in a different order.
Right.
It's really going to make a difference.
Hey Josh, also during your business boot camp, when we have the business owners come and meet you in person, you normally set them up in accountability pairs. Mm-hmm. Is that one of the reasons why you also ask the accountability partners to try to meet in the morning to hold each other accountable? Because during those accountability sessions, that's when they would hold each other accountable to doing the thing that's the hardest first in the day?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, keeping your last appointment of the day on time is the hardest thing.
Right.
It's like you want to fly on an airline, right?
Yeah.
What's the flight that's the most risk of being delayed or canceled?
The last flight
the last
of the day.
one of the day, right?
Yeah.
They're going to push all their mistakes into the last one of the day, right?
Yeah.
If you want to get somewhere on time, fly on that first flight, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot that's going to go wrong. The plane was just sitting there overnight waiting for you to show up, right?
Yeah.
For the 6:30 a.m. flight, right?
Yeah.
It's really important that you get an accountability partner that'll hold you accountable to these things. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're struggling with the same things too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very important. In the boot camp, we go through. We don't just provide an accountability partner. We actually have them look at successful business owners' schedule.
Yeah.
I went through business school. I became a CPA.
Yeah.
No one ever showed me the calendar of anyone who was successful, ever.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they do from 1 hour to the next, right?
That's right.
That's what we do in the boot camp. We show you the calendar. We show you my calendar. We show you calendars of other successful business owners. And the astounding thing is how similar they seem.
That's right. The patterns are all there, right?
You compare my calendar as a CPA to a plumber, and you've got the same calendar, right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, there really is only marketing, sales, production, and administration. Those are the 4 things that are happening in the business. And when do you actually do these, right?
Right.
And you might break some of it up. In your marketing, maybe you have one marketing day where you're working on the website, another marketing day where you're working on
Filming.
Instagram content
That's
or
right,
something
yeah.
like that. So there's some delineation between them as you build out your business. But
Right.
ideally there's 4, right?
Yeah.
There's 4 main pillars, and it's shockingly similar how different business owners spend their time,
Yeah.
regardless of the industry that they're in.
So key point here obviously is don't procrastinate, don't leave key decisions till the end of the day. By the way, if you haven't checked out some of the other videos we got in the playlist up here, go check those out. Josh also gives very practical advice for anyone watching these videos. So, if you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button and make sure that you check out some of these other videos. But Josh, for the business owners watching this right now, they were curious about this, making decisions throughout the day, how to improve their business, and how to do it better. Can you give like a step-by-step process on decision-making process? What is your decision-making process, and that they can replicate for this video? And also, if you want to come out and check out the bootcamp, there's details below as well.
My entire decision-making process revolves around my calendar.
Okay.
Right? So one of the ways you can make bad decisions is not having the right information. So how do you get the information? It's generally the administration of your business.
Okay.
Right? And so the very first thing you want to do to make better decisions is to make a calendar.
Yeah.
Make a calendar that you know that if you do everything in that calendar, your business will function.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
might not be, it's never everything you want to do.
Yeah.
It's never. There's always more things that could be done than you will. Right?
Yeah.
But if you know you have enough time in that calendar to do everything, what you have to do then is you're just going to readjust. Right? If you're consistently making bad decisions or underperforming in sales, well, you're going to allocate more time to sales.
Right.
Right? If you're consistently underperforming in the administrative functions of your business, well, you're going to prioritize those early in the day and maybe allocate some more time to them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's really the decision-making process.
Well, Josh, you also mentioned in another one of the videos that we have here about, like customers that dictate times to the business owner, because we'll always have a business owner out there to say, but you don't understand, you don't get, my business is unique, and my customers call me, I got to go show up and do a quote or run out to a site and stuff like that. What's your advice on that, and give that as an example of managing the schedule as well too?
That's a place where you might start in your business, but it's never where you're going to finish.
Yeah.
I don't care what industry you're in.
Yeah.
There's no top-level CEO who just drops everything anytime any customer calls. Right.
Right.
It's generally a function of you actually just don't have enough demand. Your marketing's not good enough. You don't have enough social proof. You don't have enough ads. So the phone's not ringing enough. So the customer's the boss, not you.
Right.
Right. So that's kind of what it comes down to.
Maybe you need to go check out one of our marketing videos on how to improve the marketing first and get some social proof. But yeah, if you found that video helpful and you want to find out more information, do comment in the comments below as well too. Josh and myself do go through those comments and we do answer the questions. Perhaps if one of your questions is a great question, we may make a video just dedicated to that and give you a shout out. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video.